Okay, we'll call the Village Board of Trustees, the Village of Depew's meeting, September 12th, 2022. We're a little bit late. We apologize. It's 6 minutes after 7. This is the number 12 meeting. Start with the pledge. Trustee Casetta.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing while they do the invocation. God of justice and mercy, thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to serve the people of our village. Help us to act with character and conviction. Help us to listen with understanding and goodwill. Help us to speak with charity and restraint. Give us a spirit of service. Remind us that we are stewards of your authority. Guide us to be the leaders your people need. Help us see the humanity and dignity of those who disagree with us, and to treat all persons, no matter how weak or poor, with the reverence your creation deserves. And finally, Father, renew us with the strength of your presence and the joy of helping to build a community worthy of the human person. We ask this as your sons and daughters, confident in your goodness and love. Amen. Notification of fire exits.
The emergency exit is located to my left and to the rear of the room. In the event of an alarm or emergency, please move in an orderly fashion to the exit and evacuate the building.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Adolf.
Here.
Trustee Ziemba.
Here.
Trustee Gasevich.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Hammer.
Here.
Mayor Peters.
Here. First up, approve the village board meeting minutes from the August 22nd, 2022 meeting.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion to move for its adoption, that we approve the village board meeting minutes from August 22nd, 2022.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next is accept the zoning board minutes from the August 25th, 2022 meeting. If we could read each of them individually and we'll take the vote.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. To accept the zoning board minutes of August 25th, 2022. Number 1, Allison Cordero, 2 Grant Street of Chapter 260, 260-14, parentheses B, parentheses 1, parentheses H, to allow them to construct a driveway within the required minimum setback of 3 feet to any interior, rear, or exterior property line, and such driveway does not project greater than 5 feet directly in front of the principal dwelling, granted with stipulation that driveway cannot exceed the property line.
I second that motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Adolf.
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba.
Yes.
Trustee Gasevich.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammer.
Yes.
Mayor Peters.
Yes.
Number 2, Mark Kabelski, 117 Preston Street of Chapter 260, 260-23, parentheses A, parentheses 2, to allow them to enclose a porch within the required 25-foot front yard setback, granted.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Adolf.
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba.
Yes.
Trustee Gasevich.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammer.
Yes.
Mayor Peters.
Yes.
That's carried.
Next is accept the zoning board meeting minutes from September 8th, 2022.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion to move for its adoption, to accept the zoning board minutes from September 8th, 2022. Item 1, Ari Goldberg of Barclay Damon on behalf of Royal Car Wash LLC for property located at 4801 Broadway for a rehearing of the tabled March 10th, 2022 meeting for the 2 variances of Chapter 260, 260-27, parentheses A, parentheses 2, for relief of the required sidewall setback of 25 feet abutting a residential property, requesting 5.9 feet of Chapter 260, 260-37, parentheses E, the wall signage, parentheses 4, for relief from the maximum wall sign coverage on a single parcel of 100 square feet, requesting an increase to 142 square feet. Granted.
I second that motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Adolf.
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That's carried.
Item 2, Ricky Wagala at 179 Wayside Drive of Chapter 260, 260-14B, parentheses 1, parentheses E, parentheses 1, to allow him to place a generator within the required 5-foot setback. Granted.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolf?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That's carried.
Okay, we'll go through the agenda items. Stuff that's on the agenda today, you'll be able to make comment on, ask questions. There'll be a general section later on in the meeting to ask any question that's not listed on the agenda. So we will start with one. Okay, tonight, we're going to appoint a full-time public safety dispatcher. Agenda item number 2, authorize the mayor to sign the successor agreement for the white-collar union. Along with that is wage increases for non-union employees that are along the same lines as those in that white-collar agreement. We also have retro wage payments to our police chief and our 2 captains that coincide with, as we've done as a village in every contract, they get the same raises that the union has negotiated. Authorize the mayor to sign, this is agenda item 5, authorize the mayor to sign a community development block grant subrecipient agreements for 2022. These are the ones that we're going to be doing coming
This
up.
year?
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, on the Cheektowaga side, our $100,000 is spent between staffing of our senior center and also sidewalks on South Bellevue.
This year, yes.
Yeah. On the Lancaster side, of the village, east of Transit, we have a sidewalk project that's being funded with community development block grant money that goes from just beyond the new all-inclusive park on Columbia, down around the ball field, and it'll go to about third base on that side of the diamond.
Lincoln side.
Right, on the Lincoln side, right. There was a shortened of that project a little bit because the cost of concrete has gone up so much. So we did not get the additional sidewalk that goes from Olmsted to the new all-inclusive park from the backside, nor did we get sidewalks on Gould for this year.
Right.
But we intend to look at that project again next year. Permission for a public safety telecommunications course. These are our 2 dispatchers, Chief.
That's correct.
That'll be going to the class
Yes.
starting a week today, actually.
Started today, yes.
Started today. And that's in Orchard Park. And Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Permission for membership to the fire department. So we have another new member joining us to the Central Hose number 4. Permission for training school. Permission is granted will be granted to Ken Pick, Department of Public Works Superintendent, to attend the NICOM Public Works School that's in Lake George this year, October 3rd through the 5th, 2022. Use of a village vehicle is authorized. Change of upcoming board meeting dates. We will be, because Columbus Day is still a recognized holiday, on Monday, October 10th, so our meeting will be Tuesday, October 11th. And the second one is November 28th, after Thanksgiving. We're going to push that one to Tuesday because we all do the annual tree lighting ceremony at Fireman's Park on that Monday, typically after Thanksgiving holiday. Agenda item number 10, authorize the administrator to advertise for a public hearing for community development block grant money. This is for both the Cheektowaga and the Lancaster side of the village. On the Cheektowaga side, it's a little bit of a constricted area in which they consider low to mod income. So it goes from Broadway to Zurbrick. So that's north down to south of Zurbrick. On the east side, it's Transit Road to Borden Road. So it's very limited as to what we could do with it. That's why typically we do little sidewalks, and we do the funding for paying for our senior center employees. It's one of the reasons why we'll be looking to expand that area next year to include from possibly Gould down to Broadway as well. And that would include Fireman's Park, which could open up funding for various improvements in that park as well. On the Lancaster side, again, it's this area here from Main Street to Broadway to Transit. It also includes over by the all-inclusive park between Columbia and Olmsted up to Lincoln. And it also includes an area that's around the Argus Drive area. So if somebody has a project that they think might be in one of those areas that we might be able to use up to $150,000, which this year has increased from the 100 that we normally have access to, up to 150 due to cost of concrete and other materials such as that. So there'll be a public hearing in 1 month if anybody has any ideas they want to share. Number 11, permission for a Glock armor course. So we have 1, 2, 3 officers that will be attending this course in Lewiston, September 8, 2022. And also Lewiston Fire Company. That's was it two different dates?
Yeah, 2 different days. The second course is in Ohio. That's for shotgun armor.
I gotcha. And we also have on there for police officer Wolf to attend course on September 14th and 15th at the Delaware Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's Office on Delaware Avenue. No, I'm sorry. It is Delaware, Ohio. So he'll be traveling for that. Number 12, permission to sign to West Avenue property transfer. I'm going to defer to legal for a little bit of background on that.
I've never seen that before. No, I'm just kidding. So this is a
These
paper
people are
street-
not really up to this kind of humor.
Okay, sorry.
We delayed them long enough
I
today.
know. It's, so this is just a mistake that was made many years ago. Someone purchased this paper street from the village, which is essentially a vacant lot that would be a street connecting 2 streets. It was never paved, so it's just a vacant parcel of land. It was never properly transferred. Even though the person's been paying taxes on it for the last few decades, that person passed away and their estate is looking to transfer the property, and the lawyer found this issue. So the village is transferring the property to them for $1 because they already paid for it many years ago. And it's not a gift, it's just a correction of an error. So if anyone's wondering why that property is going for that price, that's why. No questions now, but any
Yeah.
questions during public comment, I'm happy to answer.
Item 13 is permission for various fire department activities. This looks like 3 different ones. Most of this, in fact, all of it is about training. Item 14 is permission for contributing some of our ARPA funding to the Depew Community Center that DCAT is undertaking as far as repurposing the building across the parking lot here. It had always been the village's point, at least in my mind, that I would never want to see you standing out there, Audrey, with DCAT cutting a ribbon to your, to what you've been doing over there, and the village not having put in any financing resources to it. I mean, we're going to look at doing the sidewalks out in front, but you need some money to fix the roof above where you're going to have the laundromat, and also to make some repairs to the northwest corner of the Polsky building. So we're looking to approve $31,000 of ARPA funds to DCAT organization to get that up and running, so you might be able to apply for certificate of occupancy. All right, those are the items that are on the agenda. If anybody has any questions for those, feel free to step to the microphone, name and address, and ask away. Nothing, Paul?
No, not now.
Oh, okay. All right. And let's get rolling with number one. That would be me. Appoint a full-time public safety dispatcher pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law. I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint Alex Zakowski to the position of full-time public safety dispatcher in the police department, effective September 12th, 2022. Salary will be as per the budget. He is being hired off the Civil Service Eligibility List 67-201. I need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolph?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Kasevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That's carried.
Chief, you want to introduce your new employee?
Yes, so Alex Zakowski, he's been a resident here in Depew for the past 6 years. He's coming from the healthcare field, working as a direct support assistant at Western New York Development Disability Services. He stated in his interview that he wanted to give back to the community, and this position helps him meet that goal. So welcome, Alex, for coming aboard. We appreciate it. Welcome.
There's pictures. Turn around.
So we are soon to be in a process of developing a new dispatcher's office here in Village Hall. It was sort of motivated on a couple of instances that the existing one is small, confining, not very well ventilated. And then we had somebody drive their truck through the building in December of last year, which opened the door to us getting motivated to make that into the new conference room for interviews and for pre-board meetings. And the existing conference room as it is now is going to be a much more spacious public dispatcher's office. And we're almost ready to start using the room across the hall. We won't have windows for a couple of months yet because of the delay, but it might be a little chilly in there. But we're gonna move across as soon as possible so that Chief Miller can get to work on the new dispatcher office. We have monies that's been donated to or given to the village. A big chunk of it from Erie County Legislator Frank Todaro. He has graciously put $140,000 towards that project. Item number 2, authorize the mayor to sign the successor agreement to our white collar contract.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution for its adoption. Be it resolved, Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign a successor agreement with the Village of Depew white collar contract for the period of June 1st, 2022 to May 31st, 2026.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Adolph?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Kasevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That's carried.
So let me just take the opportunity to thank Trustee Ziemba, Village Administrator Terry Wokowiak, and our labor attorney, Heather Giambra, and of course the bargaining committee from the white collar we are able to make good on our promise that during the pandemic, all three unions here in the village accepted 1% pay raises for those 2 years with the understanding that once we get through the pandemic and understand our finances better, that we would make sure that we took care of them, and we did. I think that's evidenced by the efforts by both parties, and to do this relatively quickly. Our police have been signed for a couple of months, DPW a couple of months, then the police, PBA, and now the white collar. So we're all set for the next 4 years with all three unions. Appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Wage increases for non-union employees.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved that the village administrator is authorized to pay retro wage payments to the following non-union employees at the rate increase of 4.25% for June 1st, 2022 to May 31st, 2023. The following titles are to be paid the retro due for the period above and their current salary adjusted for the wage increase along the same guidelines as the settled contract. Confidential clerk typist, part-time confidential account, clerk police, a mayor's secretary, confidential court clerk, and village administrator.
I second the motion.
And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolf?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That's carried. Thank you.
Agenda item number 4, retro wage payments.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved that the village administrator is authorized to retro pay wage payments to the police chief at the rate increase of 4.25% for June 1st, 2022 through May 31st, 2023, and to the police captains at the rate increase of 4.25% for June 1st, 2022 through May 31st, 2023.
I second that motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolf?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
And that's carried.
Authorize the mayor to sign community development block grant subrecipient agreements for 2022.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved that Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign, submit, and execute a contract with the Community Development Block Grant for the following projects upon approval of ECC DBG project ranked. Sidewalk replacement and senior citizen expenses in the Village of Depew, Town of Cheektowaga, and Town of Lancaster, sides for the year 2022 to 2023.
I second the motion.
And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolf?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba?
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That's carried.
Agenda item number 6, permission for public safety telecommunications course.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to Alex Zakowski and part Public Safety Dispatch Christina Zalkowski to attend the Public Safety Telecommunications course the week starting September 12, 2022 at the Town of Orchard Park Community Activity Center, 4520 California Road, Orchard Park, New York, 14127. Class will be 8 a.m. through 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. Use of a village vehicle is authorized.
I second the motion.
Just so we're clear, that should have been part-time, because
Yeah,
Christine,
Yes.
we hired, I believe, the meeting before this, or 2 meetings before.
Part-time public
Yeah,
safety
that should have
dispatch.
been part-time.
Apologize.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Permission for membership into the Depew Fire Department.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion to move for the adoption. Be it resolved, membership is hereby granted to the following in the Depew Fire Department pending the passing of his physical. Tyler Kent.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolf?
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba,
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson,
Yes.
and that's carried.
Agenda item number 8, permission to attend a training school.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to Kenneth Pick, Department of Public Works Superintendent, to attend the NICOM Public Works School at Fort William Henry Hotel and Conference Center, 48 Canada Street, Lake George, New York, 12845, on October 3rd through the 5th, 2022. Use of a village vehicle is authorized.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Change of the village board meeting dates.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, due to the Columbus Day holiday, our board meeting date will be Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, instead of Monday, October 10th, 2022. And be it resolved, due to the annual tree lighting ceremony, the village board meeting will be Tuesday, November 29th, 2022, instead of Monday, November 28th, 2022.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's been carried. Agenda item number 10, authorize the administrator to advertise for a public hearing on community development block grant funds.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, make the following resolution and move for its adoption. The administrator is authorized to advertise a public hearing to discuss the Community Development Block Grant at the Tuesday, October 11th, 2022 board meeting.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Agenda item number 11, permission for the Glock Armor course.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted officers T. Strength, P.O.P., Kana, and P.O.B. Jones to the Glock Armor course held in Lewiston, September 8th, 2022. The course will be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on September 8th, 2022 at the Lewiston Fire Company, number 1, 145 North 6th Street, Lewiston, New York, 14092. Use of a village vehicle is authorized. And be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to Police Officer James Wolf to attend the Remington Armorers course September 14th and 15th at the Delaware Sheriff's Office, 844 US 42, North Delaware, Ohio, 43015. Use of a village vehicle is authorized.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Agenda item number 12, permission to sign the West Avenue property transfer.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign the transfer of ownership of vacant lot West Avenue, S.B.L-104.78-1-42 from the Village of Depew to the estate of Joseph Shuba.
I second the motion.
A roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolph,
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba,
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson,
Yes.
and that's carried.
Agenda item 13, permission to the Depew Fire Department for various trainings.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas permission is hereby granted to the Depew Fire Department to take Engine 1, Engine 6, and Ladder 5 to the Amherst Training Facility, 4220 Bailey Avenue, Amherst, New York, 14226 on Tuesday, September 20th, 2022 from 6 to 10 p.m. And whereas permission is hereby granted to the Depew Fire Department to take Rescue 7 to Bowmansville, 36 Main Street, Bowmansville, New York, 14026 for training on Tuesday, September 22nd, 2022 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And whereas permission is hereby granted to the Depew Fire Department to take Engine 3 to Town Line Fire Department, 6507 Broadway, Lancaster, New York, 14086 for training on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
I second the motion.
And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Adolph,
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba,
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Agenda item number 14, permission for funds contribution.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas it has always been the intention of the Depew Village Board to contribute in some way to assist the non-for-profit Depew Community Action Team, DCAT, with the repurposing of the Dom Polsky Building at 570 Gould Avenue, Depew, New York, 14043, into a new Depew Community Center. And whereas the final interim rule released by the Treasury on January 6th, 2022 allows the Village of Depew to allocate funds received as part of the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, to assist DCAT in covering the costs of installing a new roof over what is planned laundromat and covering the cost to secure the northwest side of the building. Whereas the village will appropriate $31,000 from its ARPA funds received from the federal government to DCAT as part of its contribution to the project that will benefit many residents of Depew.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Adolph.
Yes.
Trustee Ziemba.
Yes.
Trustee Gisevich.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick.
I abstain from voting.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Very good. Let's see.
Can I tell everybody about the DCAT building?
What's that?
Can I tell everybody about the DCAT building?
Go ahead.
The Depew Community Center is the old Dumpolsky building. It's a 1926 building in the rear of the parking lot here that we have taken and purchased for $1, and we're turning into community center. It's going to house a laundromat, a computer center, a wellness clinic, and a clothes closet for the lower income residents of the village of Lancaster and Depew, town of Lancaster and the village of Depew. We're coming along really great. Everything in that building has been donated. The total kitchen has been donated by New York Kitchen and Bath, totally completed. The bathrooms were donated by Olive Tree Restaurant. He donated all the money for the bathrooms. The furnace is going into the building, where our second furnace is going in right now, is donated by Emerald Heating and Cooling. Cheektowaga Enterprise, used to be Buffalo Crushed Stone, donated $30,000 to put up a concrete wall that when we take the bowling alley out will hold back all the soil when we turn it into a parking lot. Twin Village, at the cost of almost $100,000, is taking down the bowling alley. They are keeping the structural steel, but that was where we ran into a problem. The building, back then in 1926, that northwest corner of the building where the stage is resting on the structural steel. If we take that structural steel from the bowling alley out, that back part of the building is going to collapse. So consequently, it's going to cost us $10,500 to shore up that back part of the building with a footing and concrete pillars to hold that up before we can move on. $27,500 was donated by a business right on Terrace Boulevard called CFAR, S-E-F-A-R Incorporated. They are outfitting the total laundromat for us, including with 8 washers, dryers, and everything. But we came to find out that with the flat roof over that part of the building, there was a belly in the center on all flat roofs that we had to put in a new roof to make sure that that roof does not leak onto all the new items that we're putting inside of there. So far into that building, just in our community alone, all the businesses in this community, you name the business, they have donated. Eagles donated $2,500. Everybody, all the businesses around. We have over $200,000 in in-kind donations that we have done in that building. So it's going to be beautiful and it's done. We're hoping that Phase 1, which would be the large gymnasium area, the Police Athletic League is going to form a PAL league. Our police department is going to form a PAL league with the children in the area. And we're hoping to open Phase 1 in November, which will be just the first part of the building. So, thank
I'm
you.
sure you're missing a few people there too, because you got money from, did you get money
Oh,
from
yes.
Monica?
No, we got
Oh.
money from Frank Tadero.
Frank?
15,000, yes. I apologize,
Yeah.
yes. There's so many people that have donated. you
Plus
know.
all your windows,
Yes. Our windows,
roof,
yeah, the windows, we We sold all the windows in the building, 53 of them, for $300 each. And the windows that we sold and got the money for, we were able to put new windows in. The people that bought the windows dedicated it to a loved one, a family member, or someone else. You know, we have an autism window. We have so many, there's just so much, I just can't remember it all. But it really is a community project. So it's on its way. So we hope to see everybody there. We will be feeding, we're going to open up a soup kitchen come November. We're not going to call it a soup kitchen, but we will be feeding the public out of the building come November during the winter months for anybody that would like to come in. So thank you.
And you thought you were done when you retired from Dobbs. You're very busy, Audrey. Great work, though.
Thank you.
Okay, department head reports.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a resolution that we adopt the department head reports for the building and police departments for August 2022.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Employment applications in the last 3 weeks, we received one from an Eric Smith. There's no unfinished and other business. And before we get to public concerns and comments on any topic you'd like, we'll hear from our guests tonight. I have Elizabeth Brinkworth from Assemblymember Monica Wallace's office.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, as always,
evening.
for allowing me this time. For those here tonight, my name's Liz Brinkworth. I'm Chief of Staff for Assemblymember Monica Wallace, so a lot of new faces. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm here tonight, as always, just to provide a quick and brief update. I know Bob Brandon isn't here at the moment, so I will not be taking his additional time.
Okay.
But I hope he's used mine, the past couple of meetings. Assemblymember Monica Wallace announced $15,000 in funding for the Lancaster Public Library recently. So that's very exciting because this will allow the library to remain open on Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. as school's in sessions. That way anyone who needs access to the computers or books for papers, projects that are school related, as well as additional aid they have there, more than happy to help with that. Assemblymember Wallace recently announced state funding to help get a mural in the village of Lancaster and a sculpture built in the town of Cheektowaga Town Park. So we're very excited. If you know of anyone who has artistic ability, I do not, but they should be encouraged to apply for the ASI grant. It's all on there. We've posted on it. ASI has, they're a nonprofit agency located in Buffalo. So we're accepting calls for artists till the end of the month. I believe it's September 23rd is the cutoff. So we're very excited to have some cultural art that reflects the district in. So can't wait to see what they bring to the table. On Saturday, September 10th, Assemblymember Wallace visited Bellevue Fire Department here in Cheektowaga for their annual Tunnels to Towers for their 5K run. So it was very exciting to see everyone who participates to honor those who were victims and heroes on 9/11. Assemblymember Wallace also participated in the Pulaski Parade this year. This is the first year, as my understanding, it was held downtown Buffalo instead of Cheektowaga, so it was good to see some people in the city. So I'm not sure if that's going to become the new annual move versus having it in Cheektowaga, but it was good to see everyone there. So as always, if anyone has any state issues, feel free to call our office at 716-686-0080. And I hope everyone had a wonderful summer. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you'll let us know on the bike path,
Yes.
right?
I think they're finishing up the survey, hopefully November for the results, and then here.
Yeah.
So regarding the bike path, there is a survey that was launched online for everyone to fill out the form. It's a couple of questions, just kind of picking everyone's brains, what they're okay with in terms of lighting on the path, what they would like to see on it, certain greenery or like park benches. It's a very, very long-term project though, so we really want to hear from everyone in the public. Once Greater Buffalo Niagara Regional Transportation Committee, in partnership with Go Bike Buffalo, gets the results, they're going to compile a study that they can present to the public and be like, based on everyone's feedback, this is what people liked and didn't like. We want to make sure it's a community project and everyone has their input. So we'll definitely keep everyone informed. And then once they have that data, they're going to kind of construct a plan for how the bike path would come about and then do public meetings. So that way everyone can be heard in public comment period. They're going to have nice presentation boards. I believe Justin Booth from Go Bike Buffalo would be present to do the presentations with the public, so that way everyone's in step and okay with everything, especially if there are certain properties people are concerned about. But I think for the most part, it's right-of-ways that we have to clear through with the county at this point, before the project even is pursued.
Connects Lancaster through Depew into Cheektowaga Street.
Yes. So there is currently the Lancaster Heritage Trail, as the mayor did point out. So it's in the town of Lancaster, and then we found out there is a bike trail in the town of Cheektowaga. I believe it's the Lehigh Valley Trail. And so we thought it would be a great opportunity if we could have those bike paths connect to encourage a healthier district. Biking certainly has become popular as a result of the pandemic, and we could really use more green spaces. So through some state funding that Assemblymember Wallace was able to secure, Greater Buffalo Niagara Regional Transportation Committee, in partnership with Go Bike Buffalo, are able to conduct a survey to see if it's even feasible to connect these two bike trails together. So it would hit every single municipality within our district besides the village of Sloan. I think it just misses that part of the district, but it's great that we can collaborate and hopefully get something going.
So to get from Lancaster to Cheektowaga, guess what, you got to go through Depew. We'll be asking for a spur off of that.
Good.
So it connects to our Fireman's Park.
Good.
That's our plan.
Hey, that's great. Anything we can do to make it more feasible and get everyone to where they need to go, especially our parks, we'll be more than happy to help.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Liz, I do have an artist. His name is Tim Martin. He does all the artwork in downtown Buffalo on all the buildings.
I'll send you the link.
Martin, yes.
Be great.
He is doing a mural in our building, in our GCAT building.
That's awesome.
Yes.
But I'll send you
For
the link
Depew.
so he can apply. Awesome.
Perfect.
Alrighty. So we're going to start on this side here. We'll go through, since Bob isn't here today, we'll start with Don and Kate, who's our new full-time code enforcement officer, assistant code enforcement.
Good evening, everyone. So things going on in our department. It's very busy. We're getting a lot of new businesses, a lot of applications for new businesses into existing locations. Construction season's starting to wind down, and property maintenance is starting to ramp up a little bit. We've had some issues, the last meeting about some drainage over on Brunswick and also on Patsy Lane that we've addressed. Hopefully, it's taken care of. Time will only tell until the next heavy rainfall. Hopefully that's ironed out though. If not, they have a contingency plan on how to take care of it a little better. Other than that, that's all I have.
And the Hidden Shamrock was sold again. Did you get that
Yes,
call?
I actually met with the realtor over there today. We did a walkthrough, and that's looking pretty positive. They're in the process of trying to locate the paperwork for the driveway again.
Yeah.
And
And you, when I talked to him, you shared that, the village is eager to see that developed.
yeah, so that looks like it's a positive little spin-off there, hopefully.
Yeah.
Keep our fingers crossed.
They have some challenges, but we're willing to work with them.
And it's in surprisingly good shape inside. I mean, there's some vandal damage, I guess, from over the years, but it's pretty dry inside there. which I was
Okay.
very happy to see.
All right. Well, across the way here, Ken Pick from DPW.
Good evening. We took possession of a salter that we had made into from an old street sweeper, so that should help us in our winter months and our snowfalls. We've been working on the roof at the rec department for the pool pump building. That's wrapping up. And we started making the rear of the police station usable after the contractor left from the windows and that, so.
You know, you're awfully modest about that salt truck. I mean,
It's all right, it's,
no, I appreciate, and the board appreciates the out-of-the-box thinking that Ken and his mechanics have done. So we had replaced the street sweeper a couple of years back, when I first became mayor.
20.
And our old one would not garner more than maybe $8,500 on auction. And it was a 2008. So the pandemic has seen that, you should explain.
so
Be proud of this.
you can't buy equipment now, you can't buy chassis, so we stripped the old sweeper off, scrapped what we could. Essentially, a sweeper that's never seen snow or salt, so it's like buying a Florida car. So we had that converted into a new salter at a very low cost to the village. And it's a piece of equipment that'll probably last us 8-10 years for a minimum investment.
Salt trucks are a year or more out at 150,000 or so?
Chassis is 138,000 plus another 50,000 for the salt body, so almost 190,000.
So your cost and our cost to the village taxpayer was what for this?
43,000.
How much?
43,000.
43,000. Saved the village over $100,000. Great job.
Thanks.
Anything else?
No?
Okay. Kevin from Rec?
We just finished up our softball league, ended up on Friday. We had 3 games. We still have one ongoing program. We have yoga on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays until the weather breaks. And then we opened up the rink on Sunday. That goes 7 days a week. And right now we have a pretty packed schedule. I just talked to Marie. By the end of the week, I'll have Learn to Skate and Open Skate dates on the website.
Okay. And bids will be opened on Thursday for the pavilion and bathroom facility at Fireman's Park. So hoping for some good numbers. Come back on this side. Chief Miller?
Yep, thanks. So on September 24th, we're hosting a child's seat installation safety check. It'll be held at Depew High School. The details aren't worked out yet. Save that date. We'll post it on the website and on our Facebook account. But everybody will be invited. If you need a new seat, there'll be new seats there. And there'll be technicians there to make sure they're installed properly. Our monthly report for August, so we had a total of 1,025 complaints. 923 were non-criminal, 102 criminal cases. We recovered 1 stolen vehicle. We had 34 motor vehicle accidents, 30 of them were property damage only, and 4 injury accidents. We had 24 arrests, 20 males, 4 females, and we issued 228 traffic summonses. Just a little note, now that school's back in session, keep an eye out for the kids on the roadway. Remember to stop and don't pass school buses when you see their bus lights flashing. That's all I got.
And did we have any winners in the Lucky Duck thing?
You know, I didn't check into it. I have no idea. It was run by the PBA. I did not check.
I got you. All right. Our fire chief is not with us tonight. They had their fill the boot drive this afternoon. Hopefully that went well. We'll go to Sam at Legal.
Hi, everybody. Our solar project is moving along. We have an agreement on the building permit, which took longer than expected to get together. Code and I are reviewing that. And then I'm told a lease should be coming along very soon. Final version of the lease, there's an agreement in sum. For those who don't know, we sold the top parcel and kept the lower parcel where there were the bigger environmental issues. We remediated those environmental issues, and now the solar company wants to lease that land for us. They didn't want to buy it because it was a little too hot environmentally, so to speak. But now it's going to be covered in solar panels, which is great. And as I just said, the lower parcel's a little hot environmentally. It has been remediated, and Liz Brinkworth, I spoke to them generally about, could a bike path come along the water here? And they didn't say absolutely not. So, it runs along Broadway. There's that great big field next to Twin Village. If there's a way to weave it in, it's absolutely stunning down there. It really, we'd have a lot of hoops to jump through with the DEC, with the other owners, with the lease, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. And, with green space, I'd love to see people able to ride their bikes on a little path there right along the creek. So, that's all from me, all purely legal stuff.
Okay. Terry, any updates on our new conference room and whatever else we have?
It's finally coming along. I encourage everybody to take a look at it. I'm pretty proud of it. We all worked together in collaborative effort to try to get it this far. The windows are going to take some time. The window is going to take some time. It's a large window. The deliver time is out, like most things today. But it'll be insulated and secure. So, but everything else is moving right along. So by next week, we should have just about everything ready.
Good.
Go and get what we need for the inside, and that'll be it.
And, well, that covers from the insurance company
Correct.
for the driver. Okay, and we'll go to trustee Zimba.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay, on that side, trustee Kasevich.
I just wanted to reiterate what the mayor said. Thank you, Darren, Terry, everybody that was involved in the contracts. I know it's a long process, so thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Trustee Adolph.
That was also my thought, just extending my gratitude for the work. I know it's not easy doing all that, so we're very fortunate as a village, as you can see. I'm glad everyone's here tonight to hear everything we have and the people that are here. I think we're really heading in a good direction constantly as a village, and we're very fortunate to have the team we have. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Hammernick.
And my feelings are the same. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without the team that we have working together here. I just have one note of interest. September 24th, we're sponsoring a food drive at all three Tops stores. Tops Transit and Ream will benefit St. Martha's Food Pantry. Bowmansville Fire Department will be standing by there. At the Tops D&L Plaza, Depew High School will be there, and they'll benefit Tri-Community Food Pantry. At Tops French and Transit, St. Mary's High School will be there, and they will benefit the Trinity Food Pantry along with Twin District Fire Department. Last year, we collected over 10,000 pounds of food for the three pantries for the holidays, and over $2,000 in cash that we turned into gift cards so they could buy meat for the holidays for the residents. So I just wanted to say that is coming up. So if you see it at Tops next Saturday, you'll know what it's all about. Thank you.
Can you give me a copy of that? Thank you.
Okay, we've gone through everybody. Anybody have any questions for us? Anybody? No? Okay. Shelley and Jen, were you here just to make sure we voted yes? Okay. Okay. All right.
Are you doing comments, man?
Oh, Frank, how are you? Come on.
Okay. Wait. So last
Just
July,
need your name and address for the record.
Frank Stalteri, 166 Sawyer. So last July of 2021, I came and brought the speeding on Main Street to your attention and the police chiefs. And then a couple months later, the machines were put out to get some preliminary data for a couple weeks. And then you and the police chief said that you had a lot of things going on in the village besides that, so you would need some time to gather your thoughts on how you wanted to proceed. More recently, in July of 2022 here, the new machines were put out for a month total, and I was able to FOIA the statistics on what was there, and above 31 miles per hour on Main Street, Sawyer, the corridor there, 11,236 speeding vehicles above 31 miles per hour. And the more important category to the police chief, as he mentioned last year, was he was interested in the cars going 41 miles per hour to 65 miles per hour, which is another category. 349 cars per month, total of almost 4,200 annually. Total number of tickets in the last 12 months, 9, not even one per month, which represents a 0.215% ratio of tickets compared to the overall, that's for the 41 mile per hour range of the total number of cars. If 9 tickets on Main Street being written out of 100 would be 0.006%. It's hardly measurable. Now that you have these new statistics, did you and the police chief have any thoughts about how you could curb the speeding in that area?
So I listened to your message, called me on Saturday, 10 o'clock or so, for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? I take exception to the fact that you say we haven't done anything. That's certainly not true, and you know that. We've put signs up on that street to indicate what the speed limit was on both there, Main Street and Panora. That was something you requested. We put people out there in our cars, and you want to interpret the data. So this, I'll give you the verbal of my letter that I was sending to you today.
Okay.
54,555 is the number you're talking about over a month. Actually, it was less than it was 17 days, so I take it you probably doubled it. Because I looked at I looked at the information that you did as well.
This is yours. That's what
Yeah,
got.
I have it right here.
Okay, that's yours, not mine.
So, of that 54,555, 43,319 were within the speed limit of 30 miles an hour.
Correct.
That's 79.4% of all of those cars.
Right.
As we've discussed in previous meetings that we've had with you,
Mhm.
the people that are driving 31 to 35 miles an hour, 9,598 people, 17.59%. I don't consider stopping somebody doing 31 to 35 in a 30.
I understand.
I cannot see putting resources out on Main Street here to pull somebody over when there's a, what is it, Chief, a 5?
Yeah, so any speed estimation course you take or you go to radar school, there's a plus minus 5 mile an hour per hour differential. So it's not enforceable, that 5 mile an hour.
So then when you go to the next level that's on here, 36 mile an hour to 40, that's 1,289 vehicles, 2.36%. 41 to 45, 245. Now remember, this is out of almost 55,000 vehicles. That's 0.45%. And then from 46 to 65 is 104.19%. Those three categories in what I consider and what the chief points out that within the appropriate, if you would, plus minus, is 3.1%. And I don't see devoting village resources to find 3.1% over the 1 month. I mean, we could find any number of streets that are rated at 30 miles an hour in the village, and as you've brought out, that they're cut-through streets.
It is. Here's a
There
question
are
for
a
you.
ton of those.
What are these 54,555 people doing going down the street? Because they're not going to the bakery.
Hold on,
They're
hold on,
not doing
Frank. You
stuff.
can't tell the public where to drive, because it's your street. You can't tell them, you can't drive it, it's a cut-through.
Well,
It's an impossible task. We're not gonna sit in the corner checking IDs to find out if they're allowed to drive down there. It's a public street, they're allowed to drive on it.
Okay. So there's 349 cars per month.
I would just ask you to look at the data. If you do the average speed for all those cars that travels, which, we put the new signage up there, it's new technology. We had it up for a month. Little less than the old sign that you're using the data off. And it shows the medium speed of all cars driving in that area. And the medium speed was 27.8. far below the actual speed limit. Sure, are there outliers? There's outliers on every street, but like the mayor said.
Well, that's what
there's
I'm here to
only-
talk about, is the
There's only 3.1% that were negligible at all, 36 to 65.
Well,
Very small percentage.
In the category that you're interested in, which is 41 miles per hour to 65 miles per hour, there's 349 cars. You have less than one ticket per month that's been being written. So you can't claim that I'm incorrect in saying that
I'm not denying
hardly
the
anything's
fact.
being done.
I'm not denying the fact that there's speeders on every street in America, in the village of Depew.
Well, what about putting a
But to put our resources for 3% or less than 3% of that cars driving on that street, it's an impossible task. We've done a lot more for you than most residents in the village trying to curb the speeding in that area. But it's such a low percent, you can't expect us there every day.
less
And
than
we'll
one-
continue, and we'll
Less than
continue.
one ticket per month in a 12-month period, 304, that's slightly over 348 point whatever cars per month that are getting away with speeding between 41 and 65 miles per hour, and you want me to accept that you're doing wonderful things because,
Well, this.
you're doing
well,
something special for me.
Think about.
And it's not for me, it's for
think
the
about-
whole neighborhood.
Think about the other 125 streets we have in the village. And we write in 300-some tickets a month. Okay, we can't be everywhere. We can't designate a car for such a low percentage.
Stop signs, speed bumps, options.
Stop signs, Chief, we've talked about stop
I
signs.
called the state DOT,
Terrorist.
they don't
Yeah.
agree with you saying that they would have anything to do with the placement of a stop sign.
I disagree with that, whoever you talk to.
Well, I called them.
Furthermore, there's also a study when you put stop signs in the middle of a roadway like that with no intersection, it causes more accidents because you have rear-end accidents because people aren't paying attention. So you got to check those factors as well.
Well, Buffalo's putting speed bumps on streets where they don't even need them. People are complaining they don't even need them. We could
And
use
the
them. How
same,
about some speed
the
bumps?
same thing will happen in your neighborhood because besides you, the rest of the neighbors that do live there will come out.
I don't think so.
I
don't
have a
think-
question, because we've gone through this at a few different meetings, and it digresses, and it's not productive. What's the speed limit on your street right now?
It's 30. That's the village speed limit.
So would it be helpful if your speed limit was lowered to 25?
It wouldn't matter. People are gonna, the problem is that you have people who don't live there, who don't have any business going through there, they're cutting through, and that's all they care about. They're cutting through from Broadway, they're going down Panora, they're flying, they're making a right-hand
Sure.
turn down Main Street, they don't care, it's not their neighborhood. They hang a left on Sheldon, a few of them shoot to Central, but the majority of them shoot down Sheldon. That's the cut-through.
I don't think anyone's saying, we don't sympathize with your concerns. I think we're a little frustrated because we're limited in what we can do, but there is a new law that would let us lower your speed limit to 25, and that's something we could do pretty quickly.
Well, how does Buffalo put speed bumps? Why can't you do it? You put speed bumps
I don't
tomorrow.
know if I worked for the city of Buffalo, I probably would.
Ken, would speed bumps be difficult in plowing?
Huge.
Impossible.
City of Buffalo also put up cameras in front of schools. How successful was that program?
Yeah, I'm not
Night-
saying an ideal, I'm just.
A
saying
disaster.
things that-
Let me ask you, Frank, this question as well, because you have a 14043 zip code, but you're in the village of Lancaster. What has the village of Lancaster, town of Lancaster police, how receptive have they been?
I didn't ask them. Did
Why
you?
not?
Did you ask them? Because the majority of
You-
the cars are speeding coming through Depew. That's the problem.
Well, we-
It's the
we
flying
do-
down.
We do know that at some point you
So,
had
and
talked to your...
I guess I liked you better, so I picked you. That's why.
No, because we were receptive to
I
what you
thought
were
you were
doing.
responsive.
And we also did some things. I'll play back the
Well,
message you left me on
we did-
Saturday.
We did the machines last year. We have the new machines. We have new data. It's here. This is your data, not mine.
I
It has nothing
understand
to
that,
do with
but
it.
I'm looking for 3.1% over a whole month of time, and there are better things to do with our police department than
I disagree.
That's your choice.
All right.
My letter to you today was going to be, we're going to agree to disagree,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to think of the entire village and what we have to do with the resources that we have.
Right.
and to dedicate them to the proper spots. So we're going to agree to disagree, Frank.
From 6 in the morning till like 9 AM in the morning, you should see the trucks that go flying from that commercial complex at the end of the street.
Frank,
And
we
what they
will-
do is
we will
they drive in
continue.
their personal vehicles speeding, and then they get in those giant commercial vehicles and they speed because
You
they
gotta
know they
under-
can't.
You got to understand a couple things, okay? Unless you are a speed expert. Things like sound do not tell you how fast the car's going. The size of a vehicle makes the car look slower a lot of times. And some smaller cars, because of a loud muffler, make something like they're going faster. But those aren't the things we use. We use the data that we get. The data we got shows 3% of outliers in your area. It's a very small percentage. We will continue to enforce the laws. You'll see more patrols out there. Now that vacations are over, we'll have more cars out there. And you'll see, will it change anything? I don't know, Frank. All we can do is our best, and that's what.
I just don't see why you
That's
can't
what
put
we're
stop signs. You got them everywhere else?
Well, I know, Chief, you've argued with me when I talked about stop signs on Terrace, because we have a similar problem there, that it's a
Correct.
cut-through.
Yeah, but Terrace going back eons. When I learned how to drive in high school, they brought us out to Depew from Amherst and said, these are the speed zones. They drove us down George Urban from Transit Road all the way over to where it goes to the Catholic Church there through the S curves, and they said, whatever you do, don't get tempted to go above 30 because they're watching.
Yeah.
So they taught us about those have been speed
Terrace?
zones for years.
Where in Terrace?
No, on George Urban, when you go
We're
from
t-
Transit all the way over to,
No, I was talking about Terrace because
Oh, on Terrace, between-
neighbors there asked for stop signs too.
Right.
There is one stop sign, and that's at Erie and Terrace. That's the only one that's on there. And your
The
data,
only
your,
four-way intersection we have on that street too, which we will.
Correct.
but the police have been pretty active over there for decades. where
they put the same sign up
Yeah.
that detects speed as you had in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we're going to agree to disagree, I'm afraid, because I feel, and the board feels, that Chief Miller and the two captains, they use the resources that they have, and that's what best suits.
Yeah, and we'll continue to sign cars up there, but it's not going to be every day.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Just opinion by residents?
Yes.
Sure. Just need your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Robert Mahovich. I live at 40 Lackawanna Avenue in Depew. And before I ask my question, I would like to have permission to read something from Be Heard.
Go ahead.
Okay. This was in Be Heard at August 18th of this year. It says, I travel down Terrace Boulevard every day and I see a no parking sign on the north side of Terrace. Yet there is always at least one car parked illegally every day. Where are the police? The worst area of illegal parking is on the side of Mooney's Bar. The whole street of Lackawanna is no parking at any time on the west side except for Mooney's Bar. The patrons park on the sidewalk, across the sidewalk, the length of the sidewalk, and also on the street. There is no parking sign by Mooney's. Please do something about the illegal parking near Mooney's. My question is I live 3 houses from Mooney's. The last no parking sign is at 18 Lackawanna. From 18 Lackawanna to Broadway, there is no sign that reads no parking anytime. And that's why there are illegal cars parked on the street and on the sidewalk. Before I came here tonight, when I pulled onto my driveway, I looked down the street, and there were actually 2 cars parked halfway on the sidewalk and halfway between the sidewalk and the street. And I was wondering if the DPW can put a no parking anytime sign either above the stop sign or below the stop sign. If that is not possible, then could they make a new hole for a new post and place a no parking anytime sign so that it would stop the illegal parking on the side of Mooney's Bar?
What side of the street do you live on?
I live on the west side of the street.
Side with Mooney's?
Yes.
What side did we put signs up last year?
We put the signs on the same side as the fire hydrants, which I think.
It's all on the west side of the street.
Is the west side of the fire hydrants? No parking signs?
Yes.
Okay, then.
The west side of the street has the
There should
fire
be no
hydrants.
parking on the west side. I
I'm
think we
sorry,
did the
sir,
whole
what is
street
your
already.
address?
40.
40, thank you.
We'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Police department makes all decisions when it comes to recommendations as to where they put signs.
But it is a new law, correct? You had to make a new law to change the signs from the east to the west?
Yeah, we did that last year.
Right.
Last year, because we made that entire neighborhood from A Street east all the same. So no one street is any different pretty much than the next.
Okay, if you're going to do a survey, the best time to go down the street is right around, say, 5 o'clock till evening. I mean, football season's starting, Sabres game's going to start, and they all come and watch the games at Mooney's.
So on that side of the street then, if that's where we put them last year,
I don't remember.
yeah, do they not go all the way down on the moon side? We'll have to take a look.
Yeah, they probably stopped before.
They stop at 18 Lackawanna,
They
that's the
probably
last
stopped at the
house,
house before.
18 is on the west side or the east side?
on the west side of the
Right.
street, before Mooney's Bar.
Okay. The right people will look into it again. Can I ask you though about the terrace thing? Whereabouts on Terrace are you talking on?
I don't know, it's just,
Oh, that wasn't necessarily your complaint.
I couldn't tell you.
My thought when I read that one, because I do read those things,
Yeah.
is that the no parking, I was thinking that it had something to do with Thursdays and we ran the concerts.
No, on the north side of the street is where the fire hydrants are located.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I would know,
okay.
because I travel Terrace Boulevard a lot myself, and every once in a while, there is at least one vehicle parked, and they park right in front of a no parking sign. So,
We can check that out.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Did you get the right information?
I did,
Okay.
thank you.
Anybody else? Paul? I knew if we waited long enough, we'd get something from you.
I'll be very brief.
That's all right.
Just two kind of positive things I'd like to mention is the work that Audrey has done here at that Dumpolsky building is phenomenal. She put a lot of hard work in there, and the amount of money that she got donated from various businesses to improve that building to what it is now and what it's going to be is absolutely tremendous. I really appreciate it. It's going to be good for the whole community. One other thing I noticed coming here, in front of the Boys and Girls Club, there's that little library, that portable, and there's 2 new benches by it. I don't know who put that in, but that's a very nice touch.
Kenny Fick.
Ken, nice
We did the
job.
benches, yes.
Very nice. That's all I wanted to mention.
Very good, thank you. Yes, sir. Come on up.
Name's Matt Green.
Hang on. Come to the microphone. Matt Green?
Yes.
With an E on the end?
No.
No, Green. And your address?
21 Winona.
I'm sorry, what is it?
21 Winona.
Thank you.
Is that South Winona?
Yeah.
South Winona.
Okay.
You guys had no parking signs put up on our street. And the people are complaining because of the heating place parks down the whole side of where you can park on. I've been parking in front of my house for 27 years, never had a problem. And my neighbor across the street says, "What's up with the parking sign across the street?" You guys had it because they were coming around, tearing up the,
Short Street?
yeah, tearing up the mud and everything. She had that fixed, but there's still a big puddle there. It don't even drain to the drain. And I got everybody to sign to get the parking stuff removed, because what if we have family over and stuff like that, and there's been a car parked on our street for 2 weeks now? The cops gave them a warning ticket, and it's still sitting there. I guess my neighbor across the street has cameras on his house, and he's seen somebody getting papers out of it and walked away from the car. I don't know if the car's stolen or it's just sitting there. A black car.
Originally, when we put the signs up, the reasonings were,
What's that?
the reasonings were about the narrowness of the street, correct?
Yeah, so what happened was, you're right, one of the neighbors complained, and the roadway is just too narrow for parking on both sides. Could cause
Well, it's never been a problem since I've been there. I've been there 27 years.
Obviously, we don't look at things until somebody brings it to us and they
Yeah,
complain.
I know.
So we
I
had to look at
understand.
it, and her complaint is real. I mean, we look at public safety issues. Can we get an ambulance down there? Can we get a fire truck down there? if
But I
the car
measured from my
both sides?
tire, my truck to my neighbor's car, it's 13 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fire truck or an ambulance or a bus 13 feet wide.
If you have a car on both sides, it's
Yes.
still 13 feet between.
Yeah, between my tire, front tire and his front tire. We measured it.
Okay.
But are they parking on the street, or are they parking over the sidewalk where you're taking that measurement? The problem we had here was they were complaining that they were parking over the
But the heating-
sidewalks into
The heating guy, they parked down the whole street. I mean, they just had a parking lot, for their vehicles and stuff pulled in there. One lady says, I'm afraid to even pull out of my driveway because I can't see it because the trucks are blocking for her to see if a car's coming.
But you want all the no parking signs removed.
All of them. Well, my one,
So then it would open up parking on both sides of the street,
yeah,
even including the heating and cooling place?
yeah, because they take up
And
the,
that would be okay with you?
yes. And there's no, on
Seems opposite.
Pocono Street, that street's just as wide as mine, and there's no parking,
Yeah, but they don't-
parking signs
they don't
on there
have- They
either.
don't have Emerald Heating and Cooling there.
But they had the where Marzac used to be.
Yeah, but what's in there now?
The concrete company's going in there, that's what I heard.
I guess then it's a question of how many vehicles the one company
Because
owns.
there's some big dump trucks on that side.
Yeah.
Because I go around the corner.
Well, this is
to go to
something
work.
that's certainly not new to us. We're all pretty much pretty versed on it. This is a different spin that you're putting on it. But PD's been involved, Code's been involved, DPW's been involved.
Where the foot doctor used to be, it's a T-shirt or something. I don't even know what's in there. The guy parks on the sidewalk, he parks on the street. He's got a big black truck, big black trailer, and he's blocking the street too.
Yeah, we talked to him as well.
It's like,
Yeah. So
but
we
the
look
one
at
lady, she goes, I got a little car. She goes, I'm afraid to back out of my driveway and get clipped.
See, the problem is you're coming with the opposite complaint that's what we received. That's why we did all this in the first place, because they showed up multiple.
And then
But
everybody,
you have lists there of
yeah,
people on it?
Well, obviously take that in consideration, but obviously when we look at it, we have to look at the public safety portion. Can public safety vehicles?
I mean, I
get
could
down
see that because I used to be a volunteer fireman.
there?
Would be interesting to know what addresses these are. Are you able to assign what the addresses are and bring it back to us tomorrow?
Could do that.
This way we
Yeah.
could actually look at, Google Map on it and see exactly where everybody's at. If you hang on to the meeting, we'll make a copy of this, but if you could take it back.
Okay.
Just give me the addresses.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bring it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we'll proceed with that. So wait till the meeting, we'll go get a copy
Yeah,
of it.
lady has a little Ford Escort car. She goes, her husband used to work at the recreation department, Larry's wife.
Okay, she's on the west side? The side with the Emerald Heating and Cooling?
Yes. And she's like, I'm afraid to pull out of my driveway.
That's understandable.
And I go,
Yeah, but it seems to me like if there were no parking sign, there were no signs there, and more people parked there, wouldn't
but
that
I
be the
don't know
same?
why the heating guy and all his employees and stuff, it seems like he's getting bigger and bigger.
He may be
And that's
outgrowing his
part of the
property,
problem, is
yes.
Outgrowing is.
Yeah,
And they're parking all the way down our street, so it's like, I mean,
I mean, the only other thing there would be, is
No
it's
parking.
all parking, no parking on either side of the street, And that would take care of, I mean, we can't, I don't know that we could very well
I
go
don't think
to,
you can,
to the business and tell him he can't park there.
The thing is, we want to be business friendly too, and we don't want to push them out of the village either. But they're a viable company, and they do make a difference in our community. They have the.
I mean, it used to be electrical company or electrical place in there
Yeah.
years ago,
I
but
think-
then they raised the roof and then they,
I think it might be a
Gutted the whole
good time to
place and-
sit down with them
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
and talk to them.
Powwow with them and just talk to them.
And what about the other business owner? Maybe use some different lots.
Yeah, we'll talk to them. Well,
like there's a lot next to Marzak, it's just sitting there.
But it's private property.
But I think,
Yeah.
what one of my neighbors told me is the person's wife owns it, who owns Panora's Pizzeria. But it's an empty lot right across from Marzak's.
Well, maybe we could reach out to them if that's true and see if we could get them to maybe a lease agreement or something
Yeah.
to park the Emerald heating vehicles over there.
All right, so we'll make a copy of this before you go,
Okay.
and then you could just bring back with the action, just put it on top of each one what the addresses are. So when we look at it, we can look at Google map and see which ones everybody's house is.
All right,
All right?
thank you.
Yep.
thank you, Mr. Green.
Thank you very much.
Good points. Anybody else? No? All right. Claims and accounts.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, the claims and accounts have been audited by the Finance Committee and are approved for payment.
As follows, the general fund, $586,491.52. In the sewer fund, $1,492.40. And in the capital projects, $80,349.98.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. And finally, adjournment.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to adjourn the meeting at this time. However, before that, I would like to do a moment of silence and remember those that were killed during the attacks on 9/11/01 and those that have passed since from complications from Ground Zero. And also, please remember Queen Elizabeth in your prayers.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And then meeting's at 8:30, right on the nose.